Welcome back to another reaction for the Ramparts of Ice episode 9. Yep, Netflix. Yep.
ちょっと飲み物買ってくる。
雨宮くん、私も行く。無言のまま。
ついてしまった。
ねえねえ、二人が教室に戻ってきた時にさ、誰もいなかったらびっくりするかな。
やる
I mean, you clearly know they wanted to give you some free time, but some time to spend with her alone, right?
寒。
暑い。みなと。あ、
Mm.
健太くんこんにちは。
渡した過去問ちゃんとやってる？
先輩だ。
さっきまでちゃんとやってましたよ。
ほんとか？
健太の後輩？
そう、会社。
こいつちゃんと先輩してる？よく偉そうなこと言ったりするけど何気にヤバいから。
何言ってるんだよ。
じゃあな。
I do like the little sheepy art style. Very cute.
どうも。
話終わった？
氷川さん、別に空気読んだりしなくてよかったのに。
ああ、いや、空気読んだというか知らない上級生だったから。
あ、怖い。
若干。
人見知り。あ。
Just don't dwell on it. Just continue. Don't need to uncover more secrets.
氷川さん。もしかして俺も怖い？
え？
I mean, is she hiding? No. Is she evading you right now? No, so she's not scared of you anymore?
うん、今はもう怖くないよ。
ああ、よかった。
あ、そうだよ。雨宮君も同じ人間で傷ついたり悩んだりするわけで、そんなの当たり前のことなのに、私今までどんな態度だったっけ？雨宮君。
うわ、どうしよう、顔見れない。え？あ、ダメだ。すごい必死じゃん。
いやだってごめん。
Don't really understand that for cockroaches, really. I don't even know why. Why are cockroaches the anime version of like something you don't want to see? I don't even know what you would. What would you do for a Western show? I guess rats or mice, right? So they're on the same level as those? I just don't understand why cockroaches. They don't really do much, do they? I would understand bees or wasps. Definitely wasps. Mosquitoes. Those I could all understand, but cockroaches don't seem too dangerous. And they are very clean creatures, right? They clean themselves. I heard, at least.
扉をこじ開けるような近づき方じゃなくて、ちゃんと理解したい、仲良くなりたい、笑ってほしい。ただそれだけ。ただそれだけだったはずなのに。
So he is also lost in the sauce. Now it is still very unsure about Mickey and stuff. But if those two would be together, then we have the option for our girl and the guy to be together as well. Even though I feel like our girl doesn't want to be in a relationship anytime soon.
二人帰ってこないね。休憩長すぎない？勉強する気あんのかな？
What a shit hiding spot. It is not even big enough for him.
試験前だよ。
ミキが言うのそれ。
言うね。ヨウタってさ、好きな人とか
Yeah, A good question, right?
いるの？
何急に。
いや、ヨウタのそういう話全然聞かないから気になっちゃって。
ミキ。コヨン。
Okay. He diffused the situation. Okay. We also have the whole situation of he could just say, "Oh, you meant love. I thought you meant like in who I like as a person, not who I would like as a partner." Right? Because love and like very similar but different. Japan. Ooh. I mean, it's one of those staples you use in romance stuff. Other than that, I mean, it's somewhat diffused. Because if he would leave that alone, she would definitely have some questions. Maybe it was a little test. Maybe he was dipping his toes in the water like, is she going to react favorably? Then I can go further. If not, then the fuse operation going on.
ハヤト、大地、銀ちゃん、父さん、母さん、ハル、母さん、ハルト、さくら。
おいおいおい、港も入れてあげて。ねえ、ヨウタ。もし
No.
好きな人ができたら、私めちゃくちゃ応援するからね。ヨウタにはたくさんお世話になってるから。
頼もしい。
I mean, it's always one of those. You could spin this further, be like, okay, are you promising you are going to help me get together whenever I have a crush? Or you could also say, don't promise what you can't keep, what you can't keep, not keep, what you cannot fulfill, I guess.
帰ってきた。
あれ、いな。
Before he was just barely fitting in here. Now you are also here. There's a better way to fit together, you know. Just saying.
あれ、いない。
荷物はあるからトイレとか？
Yeah, they went to
ま
the
あ、
toilet
そのうち
together.
戻ってくるでしょ。
そうだね。
ヨウタが自分の気持ちを殺して。
Oh, I hope you don't openly speak about this. This is one of those situations where you are just like exchanging information, not knowing that the person that you are talking about is in the room. Right? You are not doing that?
ミキと友達で居続けようとすることがどこか無理しているように見えて、同じように氷川さんが陽太のことを好きになってもその気持ちは報われない。やめた方がいいのにって思ってたけど。
Okay. For a moment I was like, maybe he wants to warn her.
きっとそれは頭でコントロールできるものじゃなくて。
Okay, yeah, yeah, true, true. Someone is in the same shoes. Some of these things are not under your control. You cannot control who you fall. I mean, from what I have heard, you can control who you are going to fall in love with. But most of, at least early on, you don't. You can make an effort to fall in love with a specific person, but in the end, there is some stuff that is out of your control. And this is one of those. Where he, you know, he got too involved with her, and he is now in the same boat as Yota.
気づきたくなかったな。やっと少し心を開いてくれた気がするのに、これ以上雑に踏み込めないじゃん。
雨宮君、あげる。残り2個だったから今のうちに。
Yeah, it's a little secret. Don't tell the other ones. Yeah, I don't have enough to share with them.
ありがとう。ほんとやだ。
今のうちにってひどくない？いたの？月子ちゃん、いつも美術室で食べてたの？
さーっと食べてそのまま昼休みに作業できるから。
合理的。
Appeared in episode 6. Nice.
島々月子です。最初の方はね、教室でみんなと食べてたんだけど、グループが結構大所帯で、かといって全員で仲良しってわけでもなくて、その割にみんなが揃うまで誰も食べ出さないみたいな暗黙の了解とかがあったりして、いや別に仲良しってそういうことじゃなくないとか思い始めたら、徐々にふわっと距離置いちゃって逃げちゃった。
Okay. I mean, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting to eat my stuff, especially because every person eats at different speeds. So if you wait, you are most likely going to start too late, maybe not even finish before the next class. And I don't want to be rushed by eating. I'm gonna eat when I want to eat.
いやでも誰とも仲悪くなってないよ。今もそれぞれとは遊ぶし。性格の悪さがバレる話しちゃった。
わかる。わかりすぎて気分悪くなってきた。
大丈夫？
あのね、私も集団行動苦手。
正直そんな感じはする。
It is interesting that she grew closer to her, because she does have a problem making those connections. Again, it does feel like she has a very strong force field that pushes everyone away, but as soon as you conquer that force field, you are in, and she's just going to accept you, and you are like not best buddies, but you are going to be very close.
ああ、もっと早く小雪ちゃんと話せるようになりたかったな。 今日イチゴだ。小雪ちゃんも食べる？
え、いいの？ねえ、カレー食べたくない？
Why is everyone like, hey, we are learning, we are trying to progress. How about curry? No. How about learning?
え？食べたくない時ってある？逆に。
乗ってくれるんだ。好き。最近できたモールの中に有名なカレー屋あるんだって。寄ってかない？
いいよ。
二人にも電車に乗ってもらうことになるけど。
構わないよ。ないよ。俺も。
家の夕飯大丈夫？
こういうんいつもそこ気にするよね。大丈夫。いつも。
I mean, again, one of those things where she's paying a lot of attention, right? And she is worrying about a lot of stuff. So it makes sense because he does need to solve his home situation a little bit better. But I feel like he's doing, or he's going in a good direction. Maybe as soon as he is getting together with Mickey, he's able to conquer that part as well.
よっしゃー！じゃあ行こう！てけてってけてってけてってけ。
わあ、
We are doing this while we are still trying to learn?
ヨウタ持つ場所そこなんだ。
え？
いいなあ。
いいの？俺は捕まらないでも立てる。体感。
どこで張り合ってんの？
重い。
耐えれてないし。
手は使ってないからセーフ。
アウトでしょ。
Yeah, she came a long way.
少し前と比べるとだいぶ変わったな。中学の時、呼吸ができないくせに水槽の中で暮らしているような、周りと同じになれない苦しさがあって、ここは自分のいるべき場所じゃないと、逃げた先にも居場所はなくて、うまく暮らせない自分がダメに思えて、苦しくて苦しくて。でも水槽から出ることができて、あんな狭い世界の中で耐える必要も受け入れる必要もない苦しみだったと分かったら、全てがくだらなく思えて、部活も行事も友達とかも3年間静かに過ごせるならどうでもいいと思ってた。
I mean, that is a pretty good summary of her middle school life, how she felt, what happened. I mean, naturally, some of the other stuff is omitted, but also with her viewpoint, it's always like you don't know what you are missing out of, right? How the fuck me? Because having like friends, this is probably a lot even more or even better than just being able to not be in the tank and frolicking around the little grass area, whatever that was. Now she's in a different area that is even better. Is having at least a couple friends. You don't need many friends, you just need a couple solid friends.
あの頃と周りは変わったけど。
おい、駅前すごい綺麗になってる。
私自身は変わってるのかな。
モールできる前とだいぶ変わったよね。
この部屋賃上がってさ。
誰の視点よ。
大丈夫。 嫌な思い出なんてなかったことにしちゃえばいい。
Okay, so that is what we call a red flag. Everything is okay, so it is not. And we can just forget these bad memories, meaning we are most likely going to meet the guy she was together with, right? Probably even now already,
えっと
but at least soon. Yeah.
今ここでフードコートがここだからこっち。
だはは絶対そうなると思った。逆だよ逆。
Oh, I totally forgot. They already. Right, they tried to find, I believe it was Mickey's work, where she's working at the burger shop, and they were both unable to read the stupid map and got lost.
はい、こっち。
本当に騙してない？
本当だよ。いや、何今の分かってますかん。
God damn it. So we have one guy who's like, don't get close to my girl. I want to be together with her, even though I don't want to have these feelings. I am going to have these feelings. And the other one is like, I'm going to support these two because I cannot understand that the guy is going to be in love with me. That's going to be quite the ordeal.
ミキ。
チカ、何？
五十嵐君がいる。
今はすごく仲悪いから。
石川さんと会わせない方がい
Man, as if there was a red flag.
いよね。
コユンから聞いたの。付き合ってたこと。
うん。
The whole zoom in means that they are not on the same page.
ざっくりだけど、仲が悪いってこと。もし遭遇したら。
So he doesn't know they dated? Oh, right. He did ask him, and he was like, I didn't know who that is. Idiot. And naturally, no one else told him that that is why they are on bad terms. Because he behaved like an asshole. That is why he doesn't want to remember, or he doesn't want to talk about his relationship with her. Yes, it's going to blow up.
喧嘩とかなる？
いやー、さすがにないと思うけど。
まあ、氷川さんが嫌な気持ちになるなら会わせたくないよね。
同意。
God fucking damn it. To be honest, I feel like this is one of the... Maybe this is even the first anime, even general romance, where I have seen this concept. Right? Most of the time you have like maybe one character misunderstanding stuff, but here it's like everyone doesn't really know what's going on. She's now seeing these two, Minato and Miki, and she's like, oh, these two want to be together. But she also knows Yota likes Miki, right? So she's going to be conflicted on that part. And we have Miki who believes that Yota and Himekawa are going to be together. And then you have our homeboy who's like, I don't want them to be together because Yota likes Miki.
どうしたのコユン。
The only one that doesn't have any real idea about relationships is Yota, right? I don't know how close he is with Minato, but I'm assuming that he's like, Minato's my bro. He's not going to try to go out with Miki because he knows I like her. Maybe he sees Minato and Himekawa. I don't believe he saw any relationship going on here. He's also the only one that has any love. No, not anymore. We now have also Minato, but before that he was the only one that really liked another person in the group.
見せちゃダメだ。ヨタ、ほら、犬、あっち見に行こう。
でも何も起きないかもね。向こうの方が案外さっさと切り替えてたりして。
ああ、そうかもね。
氷川そんなやつうちの中学にいなかったけど。
にしても存在ごと忘れるかって感じだけど。
まあ次の彼女とうまくいってたら問題ないんじゃない？
I mean, he is a social guy. He had a lot of social interactions with people. He should be able to pick up on those cues and be like, what do you mean, girlfriend? In that context.
あ、ごめん。今のは適当。高校入ってからの五十嵐の恋愛事情とか知らないし。いないのかな？でもいそうじゃない？知らない。
彼女。
Which also now the answer is even more questionable that Igarashi gave him, right? Because not knowing someone from middle school or from like a couple years ago, okay, maybe, but saying you don't know your past girlfriend is a whole different level.
ごちそうさまでした。うるさ。
I'm guessing Mario Kart is also a little super racer game. Sure.
ああ、今使ってるやついるわ。
他に行くか。
せっかくだし乗ろう。
俺入っていいのこれ？
なんで？
緊張する。
はい。さ。
Doesn't he have to bend down to be in the picture?
普通にめちゃくちゃ楽しんでしまった。試験前に遊ぶ背徳感すごい。癖になりそう。
Yeah, you did forget that you wanted to learn, prepare for the exam, but I guess. I mean, every now and then it's a good idea to have a day off. That way you should be energized for the next learning session.
癖にしちゃダメだよ。
明日からまた頑張ろう。
またね。
また。
Anime eyes.
よかったじゃん。は？何が？
次の彼女とうまくいってたら問題ないんじゃない？
いや、そりゃ過去の恋愛とかあるだろうけど、正直意外すぎる。五十嵐君と氷川さんが陽太のことを好きかもってのはなんとなくしっくりくるんだけど、いや来るなよしっくり。ああもう
何？
わかんねえ。
Yeah, I mean, relationships are very complicated. Human emotions, very weird. They don't make sense in a lot of ways, so.
やっぱベータ楽だ。
エレベーターのことベータっていうの、あずみ家くらいと。
I mean, the best option here would be for Miki to just go in front of Himekawa, right? Blocking her, essentially.
中学の時、五十嵐翼が嫌いだった。合わない性格、 一方的な行為。人の気持ちを無視して盛り上がる外野も全部嫌だった。
Okay. Okay. We never really had too much of an insight. We know Mickey believes that she pushed Himekawa into this relationship, and that is what she is setting herself up for. And we know that Himekawa saw everyone just wanting to have a good time and just wanted to gossip about the love life. Also, she got a lot of hate as soon as she started dating Igarashi. And now we see, okay, so he left her. She did not have any feelings for him. But everyone was just pushing her into the relationship, essentially. Because if you like someone, like Igarashi probably was pretty liked a lot by people. He's part of the soccer team. He probably was already at the time. We know a lot of girls liked him, so they probably would not be able to understand not liking someone that they like. This is always one of those things. If you like, let's say you like cats. Cats are very divisive, somewhat. If you like cats, you probably can't understand people not liking cats. And if you don't like cats, you probably can't understand too much why people like cats, right? So this is multiplied whenever you are young, and your concept of the word is still very immature.
でも私が彼の話題を避けてきた理由はそこじゃない。これは私自身の問題だ。
お前何その頭。
私？
前会った時もすげえ色してたけど。
Okay, so she did do something to him, but she's also seemingly beating herself up over it. I can't really imagine anything serious that she would do, because the only flashback we had was him demeaning her for something, but we don't know at what point in the relationship that was and what the context was. So there's naturally more behind this, which I guess we are going to explore now.
別になんだって似合うでしょ私は。
動き希少。
ここにいないものとして扱われてるな。水槽から飛び出して自分を知れば知るほど嫌になる。私は全然好きだった時なんて一緒もない。自分が悪意を持って傷つけた相手と向き合うことが。
I mean, saying that is not really that negative. The problem is that you did date him, and that I would question that as well. If you don't like a person but you still start dating them, that feels fucked up. Right? Because you give them the hope, especially if you know they like you, you give them the hope that this is a real relationship, and you know that you also like the other person, but then turning around and be like, yeah, I never liked you. Then why did you start dating me? Just to hurt me? just to fuck me over? I definitely can see that point.
怖かった。ただの育児なしだ。
じゃあな。
Also, it seems like he bought something for a new girlfriend.
五十嵐
んだよ。
高校楽しい？
は？久しぶりに会った親戚かよ。
どうしよう。五十嵐の例えツッコミ面白い。やっぱりうまく会話続かない。
It feels like he's on the same wavelength of the whole, hey, we have a very bad past, so we just ignore each other, and that's good for both. Which, sure, you can do that. Talking about it, probably a better idea. Resolving the problem, resolving the past, probably a better idea. But you can also ignore it. I mean, that is what a lot of people do.
普通だよ。つうかお前に心配される必要ねえわ。
コユンが五十嵐のこと引き止めたの意外すぎてびっくりした。
Is this the same parking bench where she told her to where she assumed she pushed Himekawa to date Igarashi? Because this feels like the same, a bench next to like a vending machine.
ありがとう。なんだろ
Not
う。
sure though.
今日みんなでご飯食べたりすごく楽しくて、だからかな。らしくないことしちゃった。
コユン
はい、これありがとうな。
はあ？なんだよこの袋。
いいじゃん別に。もう帰るだけで誰に会うこともないし。
あったし、よりにもよって。
高校楽しい？
お前が言うかよ。
So he lent some manga. My assumption would be these are like romance mangas. Maybe he's really holding out for like the typical shoujo romance.
うぜ。
あのさ、五十嵐と付き合ったの私のせいだよね。
See again, she assumes that is what happened, and she always felt bad for that. But she decided to ignore it until now, which is what a lot of people would do. But talking about it and resolving it is normally the better way to do or to go about it. It is going to be uncomfortable, depending on the topic. But again, this is then going to be resolved. Resolving an issue is always better than ignoring it.
ごめん、私がコユンの気持ちも考えずに余計なこと言ったから。
And we know it's not really the tipping point. She got the thing that she was saying, that Mickey was saying, she heard countless times. Everyone in school was saying it. Everyone was essentially pushing her. Now, why she, in the end, decided to go out with him would be interesting to know.
何？余計なこと？
言ったじゃん。私昔ここで喋った時好かれてるだけ
We were here once before, so it is the same bench.
で喋った時好かれてるだけ贅沢みたいなこと。
そういえば言われたかも。
そんなテンション？
ごめん、記憶がぼんやりしてて。
じゃあなんで五十嵐と付き合ったの？
Good question. I mean, we know why Igarashi dated her, but why did she decide to do the same? Is it just peer pressure? Was the idea maybe that she didn't know what love really is, and she assumed that if she dated him, she would also experience it?
内緒。だって言ったらミキ軽蔑しそうだもん。
ちょっと待って。今のは聞き捨てならない。
熱
私自分のことを好きでいてくれる人を好きになれたら楽になれると思ったの。でも楽になるどころかずっと苦しくて、結局五十嵐を傷つけた。いや、傷つけに行った。心と行動がちぐはぐで自分のことしか考えてなくて。ミキ、そういう人間嫌いでしょ？
何も言えねえ。だってコヨンがどっち選んでもどのみち五十嵐は傷つくわけじゃん。けどそれコヨンが悪いとかじゃなくない？
I mean, the way she went about it was still like she is like a middle finger. But essentially she wanted to try to fall in love. And if she's going to try, then try to fall in love with a person that also loves you. Now, I feel like this should have been conveyed from the very beginning. Again, this is one of those uncomfortable things where he would be like, you know what? I don't really have any feelings for you, but if you want, we can start dating. This way, at least everyone knows where they are.
それに私今さらコヨンのこと嫌いになる方法わかんないし、そもそもそんなことで嫌いにならないけど。あ、よし、いい恋愛して思い出を上書きしよ
う。いいよ、別に私は。私の分もミキに託す。
どんな人がいいかな。コヨンはね、五十嵐とは真逆な優しくてぽやぽやっとした自分のペースに合わせてくれる人がいいと。
Why are you trying to get them together?
思うんだ。
ミキにはありのままの自分を全部受け止めてくれるような包容力のある優しい人がいいんじゃないかな。
いや、私のことはいいから。まあ恋愛が市場ってわけじゃないし、今も十分楽しいけどさ、プラスであったらもっと彩り良さげじゃん。お弁当の
I just wanted to say those are not cherries.
トマト的な
その比喩合ってんの？
わかんない。
恋愛。
小雪ってさ、五十嵐のこと好きなの？
そんなんじゃないよ。周りが勝手に言ってるだけ。
なんかさ、最近あた側がすげえグイグイ来るんだけど。
What the fuck are you touching me for?
俺、好きなやつ以外興味ねえから、正直ちょっと困る。
Oh, wow. Thank you for telling me, the person that doesn't approach you strongly, just tell her. I mean, he's pretty cowardly. I mean, he's very young, yada yada. But that is very cowardly to say it to someone else instead of the person you want to tell it to, right? I'm not interested in you. I only like the person I like.
ねえミキ、私はミキみたいに心が綺麗じゃないから。
じゃあね。ミキのトマトフォーク。
私自身が私のこと人におすすめできないよ。だから。
I could never recommend myself to anyone. I know that feeling.
だから ミキは幸せになってね。
Yes, this is not how this works. It's too late. They are already in your force field. I always forget we get the credits. I always assume there's the after credit scene. Yeah, this is not how this works, right? You are part of the group. If Mickey is going to be happy, you are going to have to be happy as well. Because her happiness is being tied to your happiness. But I do understand where she's coming from. Because her self-esteem is pretty low. And she would never be able to... She would probably be very confused if someone were to confess to her, like Minato. She probably would be like, why? I don't understand. Kind of deal. This whole group is very complicated. Because we have multiple people that feel like different pairings are forming. The pairings that should form or could form are not really reinforced by the people that would be involved. Like Mickey and Toya? Yeah. Yoda and Mickey, those two should be together. And as soon as that pairing is forming, then we have Minato and Himekawa, or maybe not. But at the moment, it's like, oh, everyone sees different pairings form, different people liking different. It is interesting that they all feel like the people in the group like another person in the group, but not a person outside of the group. That somehow doesn't come up. And again, I feel like Yota is the only person that is like, you know what? I don't ship anyone. I am concentrated on Mickey. What the rest is doing, I don't really care.